For most people, when they start to hire a salesperson, is they will have the realization that they don't want to do sales anymore. So they go, I don't want to do sales anymore. They've been doing the sales themselves, and they decide that they want to hire someone. So they might find somebody from 3 different places.
Welcome to the Master Dealmaker's Secrets podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Welcome to Master Dealmaker Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 190, and today we are going to talk about the 5 reasons why business owners fail when they start a sales team. But before we do that, if you have got leads that you have spoken to, that you've made an offer to, but they haven't actually bought yet, what I want you to do is head over to johnblakeaudio.com. What you'll get there is my exact training on how you can convert more of those people that are in that proposal sent column in your CRM into paying clients. So what it will do is it'll show you exactly what it is that you need to say when you call them, exactly what it is that you need to write on the emails that you send to remind them, really just to get a decision as to whether they want to go ahead or not. And most importantly, when to email and when to call over a 90-day period in a way that's professional, proactive, and it doesn't actually annoy them. I have refined this process over the last 35, 40 years, and I know it'll work for you. I've seen it work time and time again. So head over to johnblakeaudio.com and grab that and put it into practice and let me know how you go. Okay, so, pardon me, the 5 reasons why business owners fail when they hire a sales team. So the default setting for most people when they start to hire a salesperson is they will have the realization that they don't want to do sales anymore. So they go, I don't want to do sales anymore. They've been doing the sales themselves, and they decide that they want to hire someone. So they might find somebody from 3 different places. The first one is that they might know someone. So they might put it out to their network and say, hey, does anyone know anyone that might be good at sales? And someone sticks their hand up and says, oh, you should talk to old mate. And they hire that person. And then that's the first way. The second way is that they go to a recruiter and they say, I want a salesperson. The recruiter sends them a salesperson. And the third one is it's probably someone that they know. So unfortunately, this is not the ideal way to start a sales team. And the reason why is that this is pretty much what happens. I've had this conversation over and over and over again with different business owners. But typically what happens is the person starts, they don't get, they're not, I mean, firstly, they're not screened. And by the time they start, the business owner isn't really sure, or at least as sure as they should be, as to whether this person's actually going to be any good or not. But in addition to that, they are not given a sales framework. They're not really inducted into the business in the right way. In a lot of cases, and I've had sales roles like this, they, give you a car, an account list, and a phone and say, go for it. And believe it or not, that still happens. And so what then happens is that the person is being paid, 120 grand, to attract somebody that's reasonably good, plus commission, plus, car, plus. So, the total package, once you include super and all the rest of it, is probably about 150 grand. And, 8 to 18 months down the track, they haven't sold anything. And they end up leaving, and the business owner has a big hole in his profit, not just what he paid the guy, but the sales that he didn't make. And it's a disaster. And I started to source salespeople because I just kept having this conversation with business owners over and over again. So the way that business owners blow it, the 5 reasons why they fail. The first one, we've kind of touched on this already, is that they don't profile for the role. So this is no different to when you create an ad, right? So when you are creating an ad, if you're working with an ad agency, or you're writing an ad to a particular person, you need to get clear on who that avatar is. So if you're going to write a job ad, you are going to have so much more success attracting the right person is if you sit down and you go, okay, what is the profile of the person that we want? Who is it that we want to attract in this particular role? And get really clear on, who is that person? What is their demographic? How old are they? What's their background? Are they in sales already? How much experience have they had? What will we accept as experience? Because effectively they need to tick three boxes. They either need to have specialist knowledge, i.e. know how to sell. They need to have a specific industry background, so industry know-how. So if you're in the digital agency space, so at the moment I'm looking for a woman in the digital agency space, someone who has had experience in the digital agency space, preferably selling. And so we've created the profile to write the ad to talk to that specific avatar. So getting really clear on the profile of the person that you want is step one, because if you do that, you're more likely to attract that person, and it just makes the whole process a lot easier and more seamless. A lot of people who listen to the podcast want to know what we do over at Master Dealmaker Secrets. And effectively what we do is we work with sales professionals and business owners all over the world who are seeing massive increases in their top line sales revenue. So we help business owners and sales professionals to effectively focus on the three key drivers to growing sales revenue in your business. The first one is controlling the message that you send out into the marketplace so that potential clients see and hear and read what you do as an opportunity as opposed to your competitors. The second thing that we do is we help you to create a direct path to the 20% of your ideal clients that will deliver 80% of the revenue. So everyone knows the 80-20 rule. We help you to develop a direct path to the 20% of the people that are going to give you 80% of your sales revenue in your business. And the third thing that we allow you to do, that we create a process for, is for you to be able to double the amount of leads that you get that convert into paying clients. So if this is of interest, we do have an application-only process to become involved in this particular program. And to get to there, all you need to do is to go to www.johnblakescall.com. So it's JOHNBLAKESCALL.com, and there's a couple of questions to answer there. And then what you'll do is get on a quick conversation with me, and I can find out a little bit more about what you've got going on in your business and see potentially whether what you are doing would be a fit for what we could help you with. And at that point, I can extend an invitation if it's a fit, and you can make the choice to come on board or not. So that's the opportunity. That would be the next step if you're looking at how you can take things to the next level. If you're enjoying what you're hearing on the podcast, if you're getting value from it, I invite you to do that, and I will look forward to talking to you. The website is www.johnblakescall.com. Talk to you soon. The second reason why business owners fail is that they have no screening process. So screening's really important, right? And screening a salesperson is very different to screening like an admin person or somebody else that you might hire in your business. And one of the things that we use is I have a behavior profile, a sales behavior specific profile software that we send people that we shortlist, and we get them to complete that. And that is going to give us a really good heads up as to whether this person is likely to succeed in this particular role or not. The third reason why business owners fail when they start a sales team is that they have no documented written and verbal sales process to teach the person when they start. So often it's a sink or swim type situation. And I can think of at least 2 or 3 sales roles that I've had where it was really just sink or swim. And there's a small percentage, I think an even smaller percentage of people that can jump into a role like that and carve out their own, their own process and their own system. But it's a very small percentage of people that can do that. If you want to set the person up for success, you need to have a documented written and verbal sales process to teach them so that they can hit the ground running and they can land on a track. And that track needs to take them to a point where they are making sales as soon as possible. That is the number one thing. It's like you want to set the person up so that they are making sales as soon as possible. Because as soon as they make their first sale, they will have the confidence to keep going. That's a massive thing. Salespeople thrive off confidence. So that's the third one. the fourth reason why business owners fail when they start a sales team is they have no support while the person's learning the ropes. So often what will happen is that the business person will go, okay, I've got someone doing sales. In their mind, they tick that box and they'll go and work on other things. You know, they might have another business that they want to work on. They might have another part of the business that they want to work on, or they might, move into more operational, type focus to fix some of the operational type stuff. And those intentions are fine. Like it's totally cool to want to go and work on another part of the business. It's totally cool to want to work on another business or perhaps, spend some time away from your office. But if you've got a salesperson that's still trying to learn the ropes and he hasn't got any support, then there's a pretty good chance he's going to fail. He's going to flounder. He's going to be sitting at his. I mean, the worst thing you can have with a new salesperson is that they're sitting at their desk, scratching their head, wondering what it is that they should be doing. So that's a big no-no. So if you can, in terms of the induction process, for that first day, first week, first month, first 2 months, first 3 months, there needs to be 100% clarity on exactly what that person is going to be doing every day to bring them up to speed, to set them up for success to a point where they're actually making sales as soon as possible. So that's the fourth one. The fifth one is no ongoing structure for supporting and managing activity, sales, and KPIs. So we need regular opportunity meetings. There needs to be structure to those regular opportunity meetings. We need structured one-on-one meetings with this person. We need to be able to review activity. We need to be able to listen to the calls that they're making and make sure that they are doing the right thing, because it's easy for people to wander off the reservation and start, doing things their own way. And even though we want them to bring their own personality to what they're doing, they still need to use your framework, and we need to have structure around that and support them so that we can bring them up to speed, so that we can get them to a point where they're performing and we can maintain that performance. So I'll recap 5 biggest reasons why business owners fail when they start a sales team is no role profiling, no screening process, no documented written and verbal sales process to teach, no support while they're learning the ropes, and no ongoing structure for supporting managing activity, sales, and KPIs. So I hope that is useful. As you may or may not have gathered, this is something that I am doing at the moment. So if you're looking for a salesperson, if you're looking to hire more people in your team, if you want help with that, the best thing to do is go to my website and just complete inquiry form, and I'll get back to you and arrange time for us to catch up. The other exciting thing that's happening is that I am putting together a sales mastery certification program. And that is where I will work with the salespeople that I have got clients who are in the process of hiring. I've also got a whole bunch of people that are interested in sales type roles. And this is a certification process where I bring them up to speed. So I've got a good list of people that I can call upon for the massive demand out there for salespeople. So that's exciting. That's coming very shortly. It'll be open to salespeople that work for my existing clients and past clients, and it'll also be open to salespeople who have either applied for some of the roles that I've had or are simply in my community. So keep your eye out for that. That will be the Sales Mastery Certification Program. It goes for 8 weeks. It'll be delivered online, which is exciting, so other people in Australia and other parts of the world can take part in that. I'll be launching that shortly. So keep your eyes out. And as usual, thank you very much for listening, and I will talk to you on the next podcast. Cheers.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker Secrets with John Blake. Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies and maximize your sales process with new episodes every other week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive, free, no-fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.